But I guess just to kind of start off, guys, we try scaling up the ad spend, I think, to a couple $100 a day. Is that correct? Over on the Facebook side of it?
Right now with Meta, we're doing 300. Are we 350 yet, Alex? We're at 300 right now.
300.
Yeah, we're at 300.
Okay. And you guys try scaling up the ad spend, and then it just didn't work out. Lead quality kind of stayed the same, and lead volume stayed the same. Is that correct?
The last time we did that, we're at 3 right now, and that's kind of our sweet spot. Yeah. So as we went up to like 400, we didn't see again, going from, if we got 50 leads for the month, if we did, I don't have that number. It wasn't like if we went 25% more, we needed 15 more leads, if that makes sense.
What we noticed when you're trying to scale to maybe $1,000, even $2,000 a day going to Facebook ads, specifically in local markets, because you guys want to get the most amount of leads coming into the pipeline at a reasonable cost without getting too much set in place. We noticed that the market got a little bit saturated, and what we noticed was there's a frequency number over on the Facebook side of the things. Once it goes over like 2, 3, people are seeing the ads constantly, especially if you guys are running the same type of offer, maybe a little bit different offers here and there. People can get kind of fed up with the ads, especially your guys' audience. There's probably a million people there, maybe 2 million in your guys' audience targeting, or are you guys servicing a lot of different places?
No, it's pretty big. We're San Diego's big. It's like we can drive up to an hour south and up to about 30 minutes. 30 minutes south and an hour north and 25 minutes east.
Yeah, and there is a lot of new builds. Like new builds are always good because they all get dirt backyard, so every new build needs to be done.
Okay.
So there's a lot of new builds being built everywhere. I mean, honestly, also, like, I don't know how much Chris has told you and all that. Like, yeah, it's good to always just have one person to work with and all that. But I have an opinion on that. I like to have multiple people just in case, this person doesn't work out or that person doesn't work out, and then you can keep both parties or 3 parties, on their toes so they can keep working and trying. Once you just have one, then it's like, all right, we're too dependent on one person. So if something works out with you, we're willing to do that, to like work with multiple people. We're not just putting all of our eggs in one basket,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's probably the smartest move at your guys' current, revenue wise. Because
Alex is very smart. Very, very smart and right with that. Like,
yeah,
at the end of the day, we do talk to each other and we respect each other's opinion. But he's absolutely right. Like, maybe it's always good to have 1 or 2 people in doing this. You never know. That way, everyone on the code, no one gets stagnant and thinks that their job is just easily can't be taken from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everyone has different brains, right? So like you can have something that you're good at, and then they have something that they're good at, and I have something that I'm good at. That's why this world is a beautiful place, right? We're all different.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the typical thing. We've seen some companies, doing pretty decent revenue wise, and they were primarily they have in-house marketing team. They got 3 different vendors they work with. They're buying leads off Angie's Home Advisors. They got a lot of different lead sources just to feed the sales team as much as possible, and building door knocking teams as well. Those are some things that you guys might be even looking at maybe down the line. But it's definitely smart to have different lead channels coming in. So I guess the biggest thing for you guys, if we can keep the cost to acquire pretty much the same, at a reasonable amount, around $600, $700 a pop, keep the cost per estimate the same, and the lead flow pretty much the same for you guys, and while spending a little bit more on ads. Is that basically what you guys are looking for at the end of the day? Like same type of metrics, which is a pretty good maneuver that you guys can also probably do, is adding just a calendar booking page. Because I looked at it and it goes directly to your guys' website after people filling out the form. If it gets directly to a calendar booking page, maybe you hook it up to your, whatever CRM that you guys use over on the back end, make sure the times are pretty allotted. People can automatically book. So let's say a lead comes in at 9 p.m. PST, they can book in a time. It's more like a funnel versus somebody having to give them a call as soon as possible. They can.
Yeah, Gorilla has that.
Yeah,
Zillow has
yeah,
that.
exactly. So that's one of the things that you guys might be missing out on, just getting estimates, because somebody really has to give them a call. And especially in your guys' market, I would say California, people are, I'm not sure, maybe a little bit more hesitant getting on the phones with a lot of different people. So some people just like self-booking versus, talking to someone or anything like that.
Yeah, the self booking is really you're right because that's what people want to do. Time everybody's busy.
Yeah, exactly. So what you can do, and if the lead is unqualified, you could do a triage call with whatever setter you have currently set in place to call the leads before the estimate, before the booking time. Try to get in contact with and confirm the estimate, and then see if they actually qualify for your estimated to come out. If not, you can send them to a different page with different trust resources like pricing, all that good stuff, or even get them a virtual quote over the phone. Just kind of call. I'm not sure exactly how your guys' sales process works, but we've seen some of that work really well for our clients just by adding just the calendar booking page. And with that being, yeah, with that being said, do you guys have any automations over on the back end, like any nurture content, any like testimonial videos sending over to the leads?
No.
Okay, that's probably the second lever that you guys could probably pull. Is going to be putting in. I'll show you what it looks like. So every time a estimate gets booked for our clients, we make a specific website for our basically a pre-call page. I like to call it. Let me just put it up real quick.
I mean, we do this. We have a automation that tells them, hey, 24 hours in advance, like their appointment's getting, they have that.
Okay, got it. What I would just straight recommend, guys, is because at the end of the day, we're competing for the homeowners, and they're going to get bids all the time. You guys already probably know. They're going to get a couple of different bids unless it's a referral coming in, especially over on cold traffic. You probably saw that there's a lot of people getting different quotes and different bids. What we found out to combat how we can differentiate our company versus all the other companies that they're getting bids from is making the back end process so dialed in that the homeowners are like, oh guys, these guys are so different. And it's just simple things, making a website, talking about you guys' company, why you guys started the company in general, and adding a little bit of story and a video anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes over on the back end that the homeowners can consume and kind of get a good glimpse on your guys' company. Because at the end of the day, I believe there's 3 reasons why people buy. People buy from who they like, people buy from who they know, and people buy from who they trust. So we're trying to, as far as marketing goes, we're trying to get everything dialed into that point to get them to know you and trust you guys as much as possible by hitting them with as much social proof, hitting them with as much company story on you guys is basically getting to consume. So that's probably a lever you guys can pull. And then if you guys are currently closing at 30%, you can even see an increase in your guys' closing rate and condense your guys' sales cycle. We've seen closing rate go from 20% all the way to 40% by just implementing a couple automations and then putting a 2-minute video out there just to kind of differentiate our company versus all the other guys out there. Because I promise you, they don't got this type of back end marketing setup right now currently. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So these are one of the things that we could create for you guys to increase your guys' closing rate. Simple video like this, it looks a lot better on the mobile because it's optimized for it. What happens next? Things people ask about us, FAQ questions, is the estimate really free? Any type of objections that you guys might get hit on the day of the job site, or any education that you guys want to do before the estimates, you guys can put it on this website. And a good triage call process that works really well is when you guys are booking the estimate, you guys send the website link right over, and they pull it up while they're booking the estimate. So right after they get off the call, they consume your guys' website and this landing page. Does that make sense?
100%.
Yeah. And obviously with you guys' Google, pictures before and afters, any testimonial videos that you guys got, we could put this on this lander, and then that really kind of has the homeowners do their due diligence on you, consume as much content. And then, like I mentioned, it condenses your sales cycle and then increase your guys' closing rate. That way, the sales cycle is condensed. You guys can reinvest all that money back into marketing. Because are you guys keeping track of your guys' current sales cycle, or? Yeah. Okay. On average, what is it, like 14 days, 30 days, a week?
Oh, that no, we don't have that.
So we don't have that. We just keep it open. I mean, everybody's different, you know. It's like sometimes 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 people have to like wait their bigger projects. You know, it depends. It all depends. You know.
But,
I try to. I mean, I I'm good at like judging the job as soon as I see it. But like sometimes I know some are longer, but my average is 2 weeks. If I don't close them in 2 weeks, it's
I
like
would say about
it's
2 weeks is
trash.
average.
It's
Okay.
trash, you know.
Okay, got it.
I
Yeah,
follow up in week 2, and I follow up like if I go to the lead this week, I'll follow up next week, and then the following week. And if there is no good connection, then I know it's trash.
okay.
Most
That
likely,
makes
you know.
sense. Okay, two weeks I would say is a pretty reasonable. Okay, so see, like on average, I know I'm asking a lot of redundant questions, but it's just better for us to kind of get a really good understanding. Out of all the estimates you guys go out to and you guys do close, how many are just like you go out there and then you actually present the price, or do you have to go back to your guys' office, crunch the numbers, and then send them an email? I guess I'm kind of curious to see how the sales process actually works.
So it's different. Me and Alex can price on the spot. If it's bigger, we take the temperature. If there's a one-legger, we come back. If it's a big job, we come back because we don't want to just be there for an hour and present a $50,000, $50,000 price.
Mm-hmm.
So we nurture that deal. So when it's different. We do have like a sales process. We're really good at what we do. But we can price on the spot if we really wanted to answer your questions.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to be smart about it. You can't price a $100,000 job the first time unless it's all turf. But even then, you still want to go back and leverage your installer, leverage your suppliers, you know, because you're buying so much, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then but if we don't, I mean, I always do it, but we try. I always say you're gonna get your quote either this evening or tomorrow. Like I always, if it's Friday, then I say no later than Monday. If it's any regular day, I just say either this evening or by tomorrow you'll get it. And then which is a fast turnaround, you know?
Okay, got it. That makes sense.
Sure.
Between those times where you have to quote bigger jobs, are you guys sending do you guys have a system set in place where you guys are sending any like testimonials or like before and afters during those times, or before like when you're going back and forth?
No, unless they ask for pictures or like previous addresses or some stuff like that. That's we do. If not, then we just send a quote, and then we kind of go from there. It depends on how the conversation is going.
Okay, got it. So another thing that probably could condense maybe even not your sales cycle, your guys' closing rate, is probably going to be, you know, what we call it. I call it the hammer them strategy. It's become really prominent online right now. If you ever got, you know, hit with one of our ads, or, you know, you got hit with like a couple of ads over on Facebook, Instagram, you start getting hit with, you know, the same type of ads or different type of testimonies, videos over on Facebook, Instagram. I'm sure you guys gotten retargeted before. But if you guys are truly looking to just scale, I know you mentioned, Christopher, on our first call that you guys wanted to kind of automate the whole entire process, making sure the system's kind of set there in place. What you guys can also do is put up a retargeting strategy with different testimonials. So you can make a custom audience over on Facebook, and this is where your money could actually go onto the ad spend part about it while scaling up the campaign. And we target those people with different testimonials and videos. What happens is when somebody enters your guys' ecosystem, somebody fills out the form, you can make a custom audience for 90 days. Within the next 90 days, they're going to get constantly hit by your ads, constantly. And it's going to be testimonial videos, social proof before and after pictures, instead of like a top of funnel where you guys have a direct response offer trying to get the lead form. The whole entire purpose of retargeting is to get them to consume as much testimonial videos as possible. And that's some of the things that you guys can put your guys' ad spend to when you guys do decide to scale a lot more heavier into this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, I mean, with all that being said, I know I kind of threw a lot at you guys. Do you guys have any questions on my end? I guess how things kind of work, or? Well, perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send over a Fathom recording of this call. You guys can go back. Like I mentioned, if you guys don't decide to do business for it, just implement all of this strategy. You're going to make significantly more money than you did not hopping on.
Thank you. Appreciate
Man,
it.
you're the best. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Take care.
We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.